What's up guys, Sash here with another Geek Arts Gaming video. In this video I'll be showing you guys how to defeat each of the bosses in this month's Uncollected event quest, Age of the Sentry. Enjoy. Okay, first fight is Moon Knight up ahead. We're just taking a look at some of his abilities here. 40% more bleed. He does have increased power gain. I think most of the nodes here have power gain. Anyways, this fight was relatively easy, I found. I'm going in with Archangel here, and just keep in mind that I am using suicides. As you'll see, I wanted to test out what it was like with suicides and without. For most of this Uncollected event, you can get through with the Suicide Masteries, no problem. However, you'll see at the end what happens with the Suicides there. Okay, as you can see, just trying to bait out that special 2 attack. That's generally the one I kind of recommend baiting out with Moon Knight. His special one may be a little bit difficult to avoid sometimes. Just getting hit there, not evading fast enough. And unfortunately I took him to a special 3 attack, but I also ended up getting enough power for my special 3 and finally taking him out. So that fight's not too bad. Archangel is definitely the MVP for most of these fights in my opinion. Moving on to the next fight. Alright, so this is the Collector. Now, if you guys have fought the Collector, you might know that some of his abilities are absolute BS. You don't find many of those here. As you can see, he does take about 200% more damage from dash attacks. Again, going in with that Archangel and trying to just apply as many of those neurotoxins as possible. Just starting out here, trying to get those parries in. I think his special attacks here are evadable. However, okay, so I've evaded that one, and on that second beam there, I kind of missed that evade. So I'm guessing that you can evade as long as you're able to evade both those blasts. The first one's a wave, and then the second one's that beam attack. But this fight should be relatively easy. Again, Archangel finding no problem there. It's just my terrible playing skills, unfortunately. Alright, moving on to the next fight. Alright, so Thor is boss number 3, and that is in the second chapter there. So the third boss is Thor. Now you'll notice that Thor is in fact, just like the Collector, is in fact a 5-star champion. And so that's something that makes it a little bit easier than having to fight the 6-star version of Thor. Again, he doesn't have too much going for him here, nothing to worry about. We've just got that increased power gain on most of the nodes. Again, I brought magic and not really finding too much of a problem here. Baiting out that special 1 attack, as you can see. Just trying to continue baiting out more of those special 1 attacks there. And using my special 3, 20% perfect damage. Increase there, very nice, very nice. I took my magic to rank 4, sorry about that notification there. I took my magic to rank 4 recently, so really excited about the increased damage potential that the character brings. So that's really cool. And that is the 12, so these are some rewards that you can expect. 100, I think you get 100 4-star shards every time you clear it for the first time. Okay, next fight here is Hyperion. He gains 1 bar of power of your strike back. I think if you use a special attack on him as well, you gain another bar. He gains another bar of power. So you're gonna have to be very careful here. And plus, his power gain doesn't make it too easy there. Again, if you've got a power control champion, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. You just have to try and bait out his attacks from the get-go here. That special 2 is a little trickier to evade sometimes. I'm sorry, to bait out sometimes. As you can see in the beginning of the fight, not really having too much of a problem, but he's not really throwing that special 2. So going in for the power lock there and trying to bait that out again. Okay, nice. The power lock is working. The cool thing about this fight is that not only does the enemy get lots of power, but you also get lots of power. So as you can see, my special 2 is only costing half the power there, so only costing 1 bar of power, and that makes it really easy to fight him with magic there. Alright, moving on to the next fight. That one's called Family Heirloom. I actually thought I recorded this the first time round, but sadly I didn't. So yeah, here is the Sentry fight. Now this one's a little tricky. Again, you've got the power gain. After special 3, Sentry inflicts Fear of the Void, weakness, and petrify debuffs, as well as increasing. Sorry, I missed that out there. Alright, here are some of his abilities. When Sentry loses combo, he has a 100% chance to become indestructible for 0.3 seconds per reality warp. At the start of the fight, if health is above 0%, reality warps persist with Sentry from the previous fight. Again, some of his abilities here on screen, which you will be able to read: Undying Fortitude, Overpowering Light, Steadfast Approach. I didn't really take too much time to read that, unfortunately. I just kind of went in to get a feel of the fight here. So I started out with Gwenpool. I didn't want to really heal up or anything like that. Just wanted to kind of have an idea of some of his animations. So again, that's the special 1. That huge beam of light or power, whatever you want to call it, is in fact available. As you can see, I did there. But the Suicide Mastery is kind of taking us out in the end, so it's not very good, unfortunately, for that. Going with, I think I went in with Archangel next, and I think this, yeah, I was able to finish off the fight here with Archangel, so not too much of a problem here. Just parry, stun, and use the heavy attacks to try to get off those neurotoxin charges. And I made a mistake here and took him to a special 3 attack. The animation is really cool, but it will one-shot you, so try your very best to avoid those special 3s. They're very painful. Who else did I go in with here? I think I went in with Hyperion or Magic. Can't remember now. Yeah, okay, so it is Hyperion. And for some reason, I think I was connected to my work Wi-Fi or something like that. So I had a little bit of lag in this fight, and as you can see, sometimes I have been missing those heavy attacks. Of course, it is really tempting to use that special 3 there, but I'm trying very hard to avoid it. So I'm just going in with just my fists there. Unfortunately, missing that evade there, as well as that heavy attack, sadly. Oh, I think it was a little glitchy on my Wi-Fi settings, sadly. I'm trying to finish up the fight here with that special 3 attack. Now, bear in mind, I am still running suicides with this guy, so I did not turn it off. I wanted you guys to kind of see what it was like on the Void fight with the Suicide Masteries. So that is coming up next. Alright, again 100 4-star shards there for completing that particular map for the first time. Okay, and moving on to the Void fight here. Now I decided to give this a little bit of a test. It was my first time. Kinetic Reactor, he gains power by striking a block target. When charging heavy attacks, Void can gain up to 3 Fury buffs. Engulfed by the Void, when activating his special 3, he gains a Reality Warp charge for 30 seconds. So let's take a look at some of his abilities here. That Fear of the Void, when all intimidating presence debuffs are at max stacks. Okay, why am I scrolling? Fear of the Void is active. Intimidating presence generates debuffs 59.98% faster. Okay, so that Fear of the Void, I think, is what's dangerous when you have debuffs already active. Let's take a look at this fight. Starting out with Archangel here, and just take a look. I actually don't take any damage. Just look at my health melting away there. For some reason, I'm guessing it's Fear of the Void, or maybe it's another ability there that's amplifying those suicide masteries. So just changing up the mastery here really quickly to the end game builds. No suicides, just max deep wounds and max assassin there. Okay, so starting out the fight with Gwenpool. Now, realistically speaking, I should have played a little bit better here, but this is my first time fighting him, so still trying to get used to the animations. I personally think his special 2 attack is a little bit easier. As you can see, I'm taking some degen damage there. I'm not really sure what ability that is yet. I'll have to play the fight a couple more times, as well as read through that to kind of get a better understanding. But that degen taking us out in the end. Okay, so I'm gonna speed up the rest of these fights where I get completely wrecked by this guy, but you guys will have an idea of how it's playing. So trying with magic here. I thought I could go in for the power lock, and again, that degen, absolutely insane. Trying with Hyperion as well. Unfortunately, I get clipped there by that special 2 attack, so I try again with Archangel, just to bring his health down a little bit. Trying to get off some of those neurotoxin stacks. I definitely think that Archangel is one of the best champions for this fight here. He ended up killing me with just 2 hits there, so luckily we still had some potions left over from the Halls of Healing event, so that's really helpful. But I would say either prepare to spend just a little bit on this fight. I think the main skills that you'll need for this are evading as well as parrying. So those are some basic skills, of course. If you've got Archangel again, he's really effective. So this is sort of how I was able to finish off the fight. Again, I think this is not my final try. I make a mistake there and push him to special 3. But at least you guys can see that animation. It's really cool. He turns back into the Sentry here and hits me with that chest blast, and then squishes me with his with the Force. He uses the Force to assassinate me, you guys. Insane. So just healing up one more time here, and then going in for that final push. I don't heal up fully here. By this point, I kind of have an idea of his animations. So just trying to work that neurotoxin, getting off that 5 stacks of bleed there, and he does degen me, but then I get purified or something. I'm not sure what that was. trying to bait out the special 2 attack here. I think the special 2 is a little bit easier, but you have to be really quick with those evades. Special 1, there's a little bit of a delay on that second blast. He sort of fires like a Kamehameha or something like that. I'm not really sure what it is. But he fires an energy ball at you, and there's a little bit of a delay there, of a pause. So you're gonna have to be very careful with that. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that. I hope that it was helpful. If you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button. And did you know that on average, most people subscribe to a new YouTube channel once a week? Next time you do so, please think of me. I'd really appreciate that. Till next time, take care, and bye-bye.